Welcome back to Hasbro's Hide. In this time of insanity and political turmoil and gun craziness and shortages, I thought I'd continue our series of looking at some things, components and related things to reloading equipment that we can work on during this time of difficulty. So this is a microscope that I used on the Peterson brass review, if you've seen that, and it's really proved itself to be pretty good so far. So I thought I'd share this with you. I bought it from Amazon. I'll put the link down below for you as well. But it's Takmly. I don't know if it's pronounced right or not, but that's how I'll say it. Takmly, wireless digital USB inspection camera. Okay, so this is $42 on Amazon. So let's show you that it's $42 with Prime shipping, and I tell you, from what I've used it so far on, it's worth every penny. The quality is really good. I've hooked it to my iPhone, and that's been great. We're going to hook it to a Windows laptop here as well this time, and sort of get an idea of how that looks. And what I thought we'd do with it, just to show it, I'll unbox it. We'll look at that. But I wanted to do it zooming in our OHAS 1010 scale and see if we can see the beam settling in on 0 better, and perhaps get even a more accurate weight check. So let's unbox this and take a look. So, typical simple white box, but it comes with a USB cable for charging because it is wireless. I suspect you can also plug it in directly, and we'll find that out. Here's the actual camera. It has a protective lens cover to sort of protect that. There are LEDs down inside here for lighting, and those work fairly well. This is your focus knob, 50 to 1000. Now there's only a limited optical range. I suspect the optical range may be 50 to 200 or about 4x, and the rest is digital, but it's not really clearly explained, but by the way the images look, I think that's probably what's going on. And then this is your brightness control for that. Now it has this button that turns it on and off, but it's also for taking pictures. But I can tell you from experience on using these kinds of cameras, that button will be fairly useless because you'll be shaking it so much you won't be able to use it. So I won't use that to take a picture. We'll use an app instead. It comes with a stand to hold the camera with, and the stand is just it's okay, right? It came with it for free, and it's okay. It's got this groove to snap around here, and it's okay, but it's it kind of is a little bit tipsy when you lean down and try to get to some other angles. Not quite heavy enough base, so I may weight the base a little bit more and do that kind of thing, but I think it's certainly usable. It's got a stand. What this stand is for, I have no idea, unless you just want to set it down in the meantime, or maybe while you're charging it, set it here and plug your cord in here. This is the charging port on the back, typical just micro USB 5-volt charge port. And you get a simple manual, and that's pretty much it, a quick start guide. So let me get this set up, and I'll show you how it looks on our laptop. Alright, so now we have the camera plugged in. I just plugged in with the USB cable directly, didn't have to connect. It's got a built-in Wi-Fi, but I thought, well, when you're going to a laptop, cable will be better because it'll also keep it charged and things like that. So anyway, I plugged it into our laptop doing it. And this is an older Windows 7 laptop. You don't need anything new and fancy. It's plenty good for this. And so I focused in on our OHAS beam scale. But let me show you quickly the screen then as we look at what it looks like here on the laptop. So hopefully that frame resolution and all will be fine here for us. We get it focused, that is. Okay, so this is just showing some of the settings here. It does go up to HD resolution, at least as far as 1280 by 720 at 30 frames per second. Now that's at the for the video recording part of this and all. You can configure different things here as far as where you save your data and stuff like that. But then you can drop this window down and look at it in a nice zoomed in large frame. So now you can see the sensitivity here. Drop our scale by, and you get a lot better idea than you will with your eyes how close are you really to that line, because you can adjust this to where you pretty much parallel, or perpendicular I should say, to to this viewing angle instead of looking down, looking up, whatever, and then with your eyes. So you get a much better idea then, are you really zeroed or are you not? And so we can sort of look at that and adjust this just a little bit. just our beam scale. See, we're going down and go back the other way. I'm going to bring it back up to truly zero it out. Now, does this matter in most cases? Probably not. But when you're trying to check to hundredths of a grain or even tenths of a grain on this one, which is really where its resolution is, well, then I think you really want to. This is a nice tool, put it that way, and you'll be able to then zero in on it. So let's try a 50-gram calibration weight. Now, I have these calibration weights as shown in previous videos. So let's put one on there, and then we'll adjust our OHA scale to that, and we'll look at our reading here as we go by. So just 1 second, and we'll reposition the camera, and we'll check it out. All right, so we've got it set up now, and I have moved our scale and things a little bit more until we have it in better view, for you can see both at the same time. So re-zeroed it, just changed very, very slightly, but you're moving across the table and that zero will change. So we have a 20-gram calibrated weight here. Now what does that equal in grains? Well, it's 308.647. So we'll say 308.65. Now this is only tenths of grains, so we'll be probably 309 grains or so on our scale. But let's see what we get. So it'll tell us accuracy of the scale, but also how well we can read and adjust that out. So we'll put this on here. Try to center it up on our pan. And we'll move over to 300. And then we'll move on up here in our far scale on our OS 1010 scale will get us up to 10 grains more. So we'll grow on up to about 8. And then we'll start looking at our tenths. If you haven't used one of these before and you can't see real well here, this little dial is your fine adjustment here. So I'm at 300 here, 8 grains here, and now we got to keep on going up until we see it level out. So let's go 308.5. Yep, and we're starting to drop down. So let's go on up to 0.8. 308.8. Okay, so we're still high. And we're going almost here, 309. And just make sure this thing is really setting on that 300 notch. Alright, so we're still got to go on up. Actually, I'm sorry, I was reading the scale over here to the right. I just got to 308, so now we're 308.5. Okay, so that starts to make more sense on our scale. So we should be 308.6 or so, up to 308.7. This is only in tenth of grain resolution. Alright, so that's 308.6, and we should have another half a grain. So I'll try to put this right in the middle here, even though it only is made to read tenths. So you have a fine enough adjustment. It might pick up half a tenth. Alright, I'd say that's pretty close, so that's awesome. It tells you a lot about OHAS and their quality of their scales. But we have on our scale now 308.65, splitting these tenths in half here. And I'd say that's really pretty close. You could, I mean, go down slightly, but it's more than the accuracy of the scale is good for. So that's awesome. I thought what we'd also do is just go over here and do a quick check here on our Brifit scale, and we'll just check our calibrated weight here and see what it comes up with. And it comes up with 308.42. Now let me go ahead and re-tear it, because it's been not on too long and not really fully warmed up probably, but Yeah, 308.46, so it's slightly low. Not too far off though, not too bad. So anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. There's one use for this scale. I've been using it to check out brass, and that's a really good use for this scale. Examining up close, various components will be good. Looking at bullets and stuff like that. But for, just over 40 bucks shipped, 43 bucks I think it was shipped. It's pretty useful. Pretty useful. So check it out. I think it's a good deal for the money. Again, I'll put the link in the bottom of this video, and hopefully it'll be useful to you.